I'm the Meatmatician. That's right, your favorite meaty math tutor always there to grill the day. Today's question comes from a young boy named Mitch. He writes, Dear Meatmatician, what are area and perimeter? I'm a visual learner, so can you put them in word problem form? Also, can they be used in fractions? Thanks, Mitch R. Oddly specific, but I'll get to it anyways. Well, Mitch, area is simply the size of a two-dimensional surface. For example, the area of the room is the space that is inside the room. Get it? Let me give a brief example. This square measures 5 inches in height, and the base also measures 5 inches. To find the area, I have to multiply the base by the height, or 5 by 5, to give me an answer of 25 square inches. That means that there are 25 individual squares on the surface of the square, each measuring 1 inch. Now that we have a general idea of what area is, let's start with perimeter. To remember this one, think about a periscope. Periscopes observe the coast of islands, just like perimeter measures the outer distance or coast of a shape. Let me give an example of this. The square, as I said before, measures 5 inches in height, and the base also measures 5 inches. But instead of multiplying, we must add the lengths of each side together. Because the square has equal lengths on all sides, we only need to know that one side has a length of 5 inches. From this, all we need to do is add 5 together 4 times, or multiply 5 by 4 to get an answer of 20 inches. That means that there are 20 inches around the length of this square. So now that we have a general idea of area and perimeter, let's move on to some vocabulary, as well as some submissions sent in by fans. And yes, fractions can be used in area and perimeter. So here's some key vocabulary. Base, the surface or line that a shape rests on. In other words, the bottom of the shape. Height, essentially a measurement of width. Perimeter, the length around a shape. Area, the amount of square units that can fit inside of a shape. Fraction, part of a whole number. Mixed number, a whole number that also contains a fraction. Improper fraction, a fraction in which the numerator, the value on top, is greater than the denominator, value on the bottom. So now let's move on to some submissions sent in by fans. Our first submission sent in today was Joe. He writes, Dear Meatmatician, I have a surplus of meat and I flattened it into a rectangular sheet to calculate the area. After doing this, I'm going to use the meat to create briskets. My favorite. The sheet of beef is 7.5 feet long and 5 feet wide. If one brisket requires an area of 2.5 square feet of meat to make, then how many briskets can I make? Sincerely, Joe. So Joe, first what we need to do here is multiply. The formula for area for a rectangle, A, equals length times width. That means 7.5 times 5 Step 2 is convert to improper fractions. Whenever we're multiplying with mixed numbers, we must convert to improper fractions. Remember that. So how do we do this? The denominator, here 2, multiplied by the whole number, 7, plus the numerator, 1. 2 times 7 equals 14, plus 1 equals 15, 15 over 2. 8 times 5 equals 40, plus 1, 41 over 8. 15 times 41 equals 615, and 2 times 8 equals 16. So that we can convert that into a mixed number. 615 divided by 16 equals 38, or 39 over 7, over the original denominator, which is 16, 38 and 7 over 16 feet squared. So then we use something to divide, and we divide using FAR, F-A-R. Fractions are rebels. Fractions are rebels, you see. They're going to follow the rules. When they divide, they multiply. So step 4 is use FAR. First, let's convert this into an improper fraction. 2 times 2 equals 4, plus 1 equals 5, 5 over 2. So then convert the division symbol into a multiplication symbol. Like I said, when they divide, they multiply. And then we have 615 over 16 times 2 over 5. 2 over 5, I thought it was 5 over 2. No, you actually use something called the reciprocal. That is the fraction, but flipped over. So 5 over 2 is actually 2 over 5. So then, the 615 can simplify with the 5. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. 615 divided by 5 equals 123. 16 divided by 2 equals 8, and 2 divided by 2 equals 1, because they can simplify with each other. So 123 times 1 equals 123, and 8 times 1 equals 8. 123 divided by 8 equals 15, with a remainder of 3, and 15 and 3 over 8. This is how to make a mixed number. You take the original denominator, in this case it was 8, the remainder of the division problem, which is 3, and the answer to the division problem, which is 15. That's 15 and 3/8 feet squared. So that means, Joe, that you can make 15 full briskets with some meat left over to hopefully make some hot dogs. Our next submission was sent in by Shmuley. He writes, Dear Meatmatician, I'm making a school project which will be a diorama of a mid-1950s neighborhood. This diorama will be made entirely out of meat. To make a stop sign, I'll be using a cut of chicken. To ensure that it will be proportional, the stop sign must be 26 centimeters in perimeter. To get a perimeter of 26 centimeters, what would the length of each individual side have to be? Love, Shmuley. So Shmuley, what I think would be the best thing to do here right now is visualize it. A stop sign is a regular octagon. That means that each side is of equal lengths. So that means that this would have to be 26 centimeters, all of 8 equal lengths. So step 1 is convert to fractions. 8 sides in 26 centimeters, 26 over 8. So then we can convert that into a mixed number, because it's an improper fraction. 26 divided by 8 equals 3, with the remainder of 2. 3 and 2 over 8 is the answer. So step 3 is simplify. 8 divided by 2 equals 4, and 2 divided by 2 equals 1. So 3 1/4 centimeters on each side. That means that each side is 3 1/4 centimeters long. Our next submission was sent in by Mike. He writes, Yo, Meatmatician. I like my salami in triangles. Each meat triangle has a length of 2.5 inches and a height of 1 4/8 inches. What is the area of each meat triangle? Thanks, Mike. So 1 4/8 is the height, which is actually 1 1/2 simplified, and 2.5 is the base or the length. So step 1 is multiply. 1 4/8, like I said, simplifies to 1 1/2, so I don't want you to be confused. So 1 1/2 times 2 1/2. 2 times 1 equals 2, plus 1 equals 3. 3 over 2, 2 times 2 equals 4, plus 1 equals 5, 5 over 2. 3 times 5 equals 15, and 2 times 2 equals 4. Then we can convert that into a mixed number. So 15 divided by 4 equals 3, with the remainder of 3, 3 and 3 over 4. Then we have to divide using FAR. Remember guys, FAR, fractions are rebels, very important. So 2 in this case actually equals 2 over 1, it's a whole number. So 15 over 4 divided by 2 is actually 15 over 4 times 1/2. Because remember, we're inverting them using reciprocals. So 15 times 1 equals 15, and 4 times 2 equals 8. So then 15 divided by 8 equals 1 with the remainder of 7, 1 and 7 over 8. Each meat triangle is 1 7/8 inches squared. Next submission was sent in by Cooper. He writes, Dear Meatmatician, I am part of a soup kitchen. That's a great way to spend your time. And we have to make meat shapes to put in the beef broth. The shapes can be any quadrilateral. I, unfortunately, have a case of obsessive-compulsive disorder. I'm very sorry to hear. I make each shape with the same dimensions, and I would like to know the perimeter of the meat shapes that I make. Thanks, Cooper. Here's the quadrilateral that he drew out for me. Very nice of him. So one side is 3 2/3 centimeters, another is 1 1/4 centimeters, the other is 1 2/6 centimeters, and the last is 2 1/3 centimeters. So step 1 is add. We have to add these together. Although we have to jump right to step 2, because we cannot add fractions if they have different denominators. So we have to find the least common denominator, the LCD. So the LCD is 12, because 12 is the lowest number that is a multiple of 6, 4, and 3 all together, all at once. So here's what we do to get this. 3 times 4 equals what? 12. Then we have to do the same to the denominator as we do to the numerator. So 2 times 4 equals 8. 6 times 2 equals 12. 2 times 2 equals 4. 3 times 4 equals 12. 1 times 4 equals 4. 4 times 3 equals 12. 1 times 3 equals 3. Now they all have the denominator of 12. So now we only add the fractions. So 8 plus 4 plus 4 plus 3 equals 19 over 12. You do not add the denominators. So we convert that into a mixed number. Step 3, simplify and convert. So 19 divided by 12 equals 1 with the remainder of 7. 1 and 7 over 12. So then we do that plus 7, which is the sum of the whole numbers. So 3 plus 1 equals 4. 4 plus 2 equals 6. And 6 plus 1 equals 7. So that's 7 plus 1 and 7 over 12. Equals 8 and 7 over 12 centimeters. That means that each meat shape is 8 7 over 12 centimeters in perimeter. I hope I solved your problem. The last mission was sent in by Dennis. He writes, What's crackin', meaty? Nothing much. You? I'm making a book platform out of meat, and is in the shape of a trapezoid. Ooh, complex. The first base is 3 1/8 feet long, the second base is 4 2/8 feet long, the outward slants are 1 1/8 feet long, and the height is 1 1/10 feet long. What is its area? Thanks, Dennis. To clarify, guys, 1 1/8 feet, the slopes, don't matter when calculating the area for trapezoid. They are totally meaningless, so cast them out. The real height is 1 1/10 feet, because it goes from the highest point to the lowest point, not the slopes. So step 1 for here is add. The formula for area for a trapezoid, A, equals base 1 plus base 2, 3 1/8 feet plus 4 2/8 feet, divided by 2, times 1/2, remember, far guys, times the height, so times 1 1/10. So add 3 1/8 plus 4 2/8, ooh, looks like they have the same denominator, no LCD finding here, so all you need to do is 1 plus 2 equals 3, 3 plus 4 equals 7, 7 and 3 over 8 is the answer to that. Step 2 is use FAR. Remember guys, fractions are rebels, I can't stress the importance of that enough. 7 and 3 over 8 divided by 2, 8 times 7 equals 56, plus 3 equals 59, 59 over 8 times 1/2. 59 times 1 equals 59, and 8 times 2 equals 16. 59 divided by 16 equals 3 with the remainder of 11, 3 and 11 over 16. So step 4 is multiply. 3 and 11 over 16 times 1 1/10. 10 times 1 equals 10 plus 1 equals 11. 11 over 10. That's 59 over 16 times 11 over 10. 59 times 11 equals 649, and 16 times 10 equals 160. 649 divided by 160 equals 4 with the remainder of 9, 4 and 9 over 160. That means that your trapezoid they're going to make out of meat, the book platform out of meat, ooh, very tasty, is going to be 4 and 9 over 160 feet squared. I think a big question here is how can we apply this to real life? So area and perimeter are used in professions like construction, the culinary arts, measuring food like meat, etc., sculpting, and the fashion industry. Anytime you walk by a building, the constructors had to calculate its area and perimeter to meet the requirements of the designers. Anytime you've bought clothes, the perimeters are measured to fit, no pun intended, the needs of the consumer. As you can see, area and perimeter are widely used. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm the Meatmatician, signing off.